When you turn 60, something shifts. You begin to look at life and the people around you a little differently. For most of your life, it seemed obvious who would stand by your side: your family, your closest friends, the people you've supported for years. But now the reality is more complex. Priorities change. People get busy. And little by little, you realize that the support system you once counted on may not be as steady as you hoped. That's not meant to discourage you. It's meant to empower you. Because while people may come and go, the most reliable foundation you can build doesn't come from others. It comes from within. In this video, we're going to walk through 7 powerful pillars that are often more dependable than family after 60. These are the habits, systems, and strengths that give you real peace of mind, so you're never left feeling helpless, alone, or unprepared. From your physical health to financial security, emotional strength, lifelong learning, and even digital confidence, each of these pillars can help you stand strong no matter what life throws your way. So stay with me until the very end, because the final pillar might completely change the way you view your independence in this stage of life. Tell me in the comments, have you noticed your support system changing after 60? And if you're new here, subscribe to Golden Minds for weekly videos that help you grow stronger, wiser, and more independent with age. Let's get started. Pillar 1, your physical health, the foundation that carries everything else. If there's one pillar that holds up everything else in your life after 60, it's your health, not your bank account, not your social calendar, your physical well-being. Because no matter how much money you've saved or how many people love you, if your body begins to break down, your freedom starts slipping away too. You can't outsource your health. No one else can move your body for you. No one can choose your meals, stretch your legs, or make that doctor's appointment. That responsibility rests entirely with you. But that's not a burden. It's power. It means you have control over one of the most important aspects of aging well. Let me tell you about James, a 70-year-old from Illinois. He retired with a great pension, a loving family, and plenty of plans to travel. But after just a year of living the good life, skipping workouts, eating fast food, sleeping in, he started noticing pain in his knees, trouble walking long distances, and frequent fatigue. When his grandkids asked him to join them at the park, he had to say no. That moment hit him hard. James decided to make small changes. He started walking 20 minutes a day, swapped sugary snacks for fruits, and added simple stretches each morning. 6 months later, he wasn't just moving better, he felt more confident, alive, and back in control. You don't need to become a fitness fanatic, but you do need to move your body daily, eat for energy, not convenience, and pay attention to signs your body gives you. Your health is your freedom. It lets you stay independent, spend time with loved ones, and enjoy the life you've built. And the earlier you prioritize it, the more strength you'll carry into every year ahead. Pillar 2, financial stability, the safety net you build for yourself. Once your health is in motion, the next pillar that holds everything steady is your financial stability. It may not be the most emotional topic, but it's one of the most empowering. Because the truth is, the older you get, the more you realize that money isn't just about comfort. It's about freedom, dignity, and peace of mind. Too many people enter their 60s thinking, if anything ever goes wrong, my family will help. But as we age, life becomes more complicated for everyone. Your children may be dealing with their own expenses, mortgages, college tuition, rising healthcare costs. Even if they love you deeply, they might not be in a position to offer support when you need it most. That's why it's so important to create a financial base you can count on, not because you're alone, but because being prepared gives you real confidence. Take Linda, a 68-year-old retired schoolteacher. For years, she lived month to month, assuming her modest pension and Social Security would be enough. But when her car broke down and she needed dental surgery within the same month, she found herself in a panic. Her daughter offered to help, but Linda didn't want to be a burden. That moment sparked change. She worked with a financial advisor, cut unnecessary expenses, and set up an emergency fund. A year later, she felt not only more secure, but proud of her independence. Financial stability isn't about being wealthy. It's about having enough to handle the unexpected, enough to avoid stress, enough to make choices for yourself without asking for permission or assistance. So ask yourself, do I know where my money is going each month? Do I have something set aside for surprises? Have I reviewed my retirement income plan recently? Because the more control you have over your finances, the more control you have over your future. And that's a kind of support no one can take away from you. Pillar 3, your social circle, the people who keep you emotionally alive. While financial security gives you peace of mind, it's your social connections that feed your heart. After 60, it's easy to assume that family will always be there to keep you company. And while your children and grandchildren may love you deeply, they also have busy lives, careers, obligations, and their own families to care for. That's why one of the most important support systems you can build is a strong social circle outside of family. These are the people who check in, make you laugh, invite you out, and remind you that you still matter. Not because they have to, but because they want to. Let me share the story of Rose, a 72-year-old woman from Ohio. For years, she centered her life around her children and grandkids. But as they got older, visits became less frequent. She spent more and more time waiting by the phone. One day, after a particularly lonely week, she realized she needed to stop waiting and start reaching. She joined a local walking group, rekindled a few old friendships, and even started taking a watercolor class at the community center. Within months, her life transformed. The loneliness faded, replaced by laughter, meaningful conversations, and shared experiences. Social isolation isn't just emotionally painful, it's physically harmful. Studies show that chronic loneliness can impact everything from sleep and blood pressure to memory and immune health. But the opposite is also true. Staying connected keeps you healthier, sharper, and more fulfilled. You don't need a large group of friends. Even 2 or 3 meaningful relationships can make all the difference. Maybe it's a neighbor you walk with, a friend you meet for coffee, or a group you see weekly. So ask yourself, who are the people that bring energy into my life? And if that list feels too short, maybe it's time to widen your circle. Because companionship isn't just a luxury in later life, it's a lifeline. Pillar 4, emotional resilience, the strength that carries you through life's storms. Having friends to lean on is essential, but even the most loving circle can't always carry your emotional load. That's where emotional resilience comes in. It's your ability to stay grounded, bounce back, and find your way forward even when life knocks you down. After 60, the challenges don't stop. They simply change. Loved ones pass on. Health issues arise. Friendships evolve. And sometimes, those we expected to support us just aren't available. When that happens, your emotional strength becomes your greatest ally. Let's talk about Teresa, a 75-year-old from Georgia. After her husband passed away, she leaned heavily on her adult children. They tried their best to be there, but between jobs and raising families, their time was limited. Teresa found herself overwhelmed with grief and disappointed that the support she imagined just wasn't possible. Instead of sinking into loneliness, she made a quiet decision. I can't wait for someone to fix this. I have to start healing myself. She joined a local grief group, began journaling each morning, and practiced simple gratitude each night. Slowly, the weight began to lift. Emotional resilience isn't about being tough or pretending everything's fine. It's about acknowledging what hurts, processing it with care, and choosing not to be defined by it. It's knowing how to care for your emotions so you don't become emotionally dependent on others. You can nurture this strength in small ways, reflecting through writing, engaging in activities that calm your mind, reaching out for professional support if needed, or even talking to a trusted friend. The more tools you develop, the more steady you'll feel when life throws a curveball. Because in the end, while others may love you, it's your inner strength that will walk with you every single day. Pillar 5, daily structure and meaningful routines. The rhythm that grounds you. Emotional strength helps you navigate the storms, but it's your daily rhythm that keeps you steady in the calm. After 60, when careers slow down and children grow independent, many seniors find themselves asking, what do I do now? Without regular structure, even quiet days can start to feel empty or unanchored. That's why creating a daily routine with purpose is so powerful. It's not about filling every minute. It's about having gentle anchors in your day that give it shape, meaning, and movement. Take Michael, a 71-year-old retired mechanic. When he first stopped working, he was thrilled to finally rest. But within a few months, the freedom felt more like floating. He was sleeping in late, skipping meals, and losing motivation. His doctor noticed signs of mild depression. That's when Michael made a simple but life-changing shift. He started waking up at the same time each day, taking morning walks, preparing healthy breakfasts, and spending afternoons tinkering in his garage. Suddenly, his days had rhythm again, and so did his mood. A meaningful routine doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as making your bed each morning, taking a short walk, reading a chapter of a book, calling a friend, or enjoying a quiet cup of tea at the same time each evening. These small, consistent actions help you feel present, in control, and connected to your day. And when life gets unpredictable, as it often does, your routine becomes a quiet source of strength. It reminds you who you are and gives you something to return to. Because after 60, freedom doesn't mean doing nothing. It means choosing the kind of life you want to wake up to. And a meaningful routine is one of the most powerful ways to build it. Pillar 6, lifelong learning and curiosity. The fuel that keeps you growing. Once you've created daily structure, there's something else that brings color and excitement into your routine. The desire to keep learning. Too often, people think learning ends when school or work ends. But the truth is, curiosity is one of the most powerful tools for staying mentally sharp, emotionally engaged, and spiritually alive as you age. When you stop learning, the world begins to shrink. But when you stay curious about ideas, people, skills, and experiences, your life keeps expanding, no matter your age. Let me tell you about Diane, a 74-year-old retired librarian from Pennsylvania. After decades of reading and research, she suddenly found herself with quiet days and no real reason to open a book. She felt restless, like something in her spirit had gone quiet. One afternoon, she signed up for a free online class about art history, something she'd always been interested in but never pursued. That one decision reignited something inside her. She started painting in her spare time, made new friends through a local art club, and even taught a small workshop at her community center. It didn't make her younger, but it made her feel more alive. You don't have to dive into college-level courses or start a new career. Lifelong learning can be simple and joyful. Try learning a new language, exploring technology, attending a workshop, writing your life story, or picking up a hobby you once loved but set aside. Even reading an article a day or watching educational videos online can keep your mind active and your outlook fresh. And the best part? Learning helps prevent cognitive decline, fights boredom, and opens doors to new relationships and personal growth. Because aging doesn't mean slowing down. It means discovering new ways to grow. Keep your curiosity alive and your world will never feel small. Pillar 7, digital confidence and safety. Staying connected in a changing world. After embracing the joy of learning, there's one more pillar that can quietly shape your independence. Your relationship with technology. In today's world, being digitally connected isn't just a luxury, it's a lifeline. Whether it's keeping in touch with loved ones, accessing healthcare, or managing finances, digital confidence helps you stay informed, empowered, and safe. Yet many older adults feel left behind. Maybe you've said, "I'm just not good with this stuff," or avoided new devices out of frustration. But here's the truth. You don't have to be tech savvy to be tech secure. You just need the right guidance, a little patience, and a willingness to try. Let's take the story of Harold, a 76-year-old retired bus driver. He used to depend entirely on his daughter to book his appointments and pay bills online. But after she moved out of state, Harold realized he needed to catch up quickly. With the help of a local senior center's digital literacy class, he learned how to use email, protect his passwords, and even video chat with his grandkids. He now calls technology the bridge that brought me back to the world. Technology opens doors, but it also comes with risks. Scammers often target older adults with fake emails, fraudulent calls, or misleading ads. That's why digital safety is just as important as digital confidence. Learn how to recognize red flags, avoid suspicious links, and protect your personal information online. You don't have to figure it all out overnight. Start small. Ask a friend or grandchild to walk you through a new app. Write down your steps. Celebrate small victories. Because the more confident you feel using technology, the more independent you become. And in a world that's always evolving, staying connected helps you stay in control. You're never too old to learn something new, and digital skills may be the most powerful new tool in your support system. Final thoughts. The support system you build for yourself. As we move through life beyond 60, one of the most important realizations we come to is this. True support doesn't always come from others. It comes from within. While family and loved ones will always have a place in your heart, the foundation that carries you through life's changes must be something you actively build, protect, and strengthen yourself. Today we've walked through 7 powerful pillars: your physical health, financial stability, social circle, emotional resilience, meaningful daily routines, lifelong learning, and digital confidence. Each of these gives you something no one else can: the ability to stay strong, independent, and grounded, no matter what life brings. You don't need to master all 7 at once. Start with one, then another. Over time, you'll create a life where you're not just getting by, you're thriving on your own terms. Because at Golden Minds, we believe aging isn't about becoming less. It's about becoming more rooted, more resilient, and more prepared. These pillars aren't just tools, they're your power. Now it's your turn. Which pillar are you currently focused on? Or which one do you want to strengthen next? Let us know in the comments below. And if this video gave you something to think about, please like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss any of our future content designed to help you live smarter and stronger after 60. Thank you for being here. You are never alone, and you are always capable of building the life you deserve.